Okay, hello you beautiful people. Welcome back. Let's do an update on XLM's price chart and pretty much what we talked about in the previous update. Thank goodness that has played out because I sort of kind of expect a bit of a move down in BTC, and because of the move up that we got recently with XLM and didn't really get one in a whole lot of other altcoins, maybe there is some room in here to be optimistic and argue, well, okay, if BTC wants to go down and if in XLM we want to show hopefully some resilience, then okay, we're just going to get a bit of a move down like this and then on the upside. But right now I'm not going to say this scenario is in play. Okay, I'm just going to take everything step by step and just talk about the next likely move. So based on that, let's go real quick on 15-minute time frame. And again, once more, I'm going to say it, I'm just going on some lower time frames for the sake of educational purposes and for you to see the candles a bit better. Okay, do not go on these time frames. If you are going to trade on them, I promise you are going to lose a whole lot of money as opposed to making some, which is, well, really not ideal. Now let's zoom in more and see what is going on. And if you remember, the last time that we talked about the Stellar Lumen, it was specifically right in here, and the idea was that this was a great bounce, hopefully into a wave 1, followed by a correction for wave 2, and this move up, we said, it seems to be a rather strong and extended one up to the upside, which is what a characteristic of a wave 3. So in terms of the subwaves, we argued odds are this is 1, this is 2, this is wave 3, and we said expect a bit of a consolidation into 4 and then another move up into wave 5 in order to complete the subwaves for this wave 3, and then what? Correction for 4 followed by yet again another move up into wave 5. Now in here we can have two different counts, but all of them do end up with the same conclusion, suggesting that, well, okay, we are actually looking quite bullish and we do indeed have a bit of a 5 wave to the upside. Scenario number 1 suggests that this point is the end of our wave 5, and to about probably here or maybe here, doesn't really make a whole lot of difference. We are having a correction for wave 4, and for example, this can be, let's just take this one, excuse me, from the highs, and A, B, C, D, E in form of a triangular structure, again, to about this point or maybe here. If you want to say it's a triangle to about here, fair enough, then this might be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave to the upside, something like this. And in terms of the shape of it, well, if you want to ignore this a slight overlapping of the waves, this could very well be an impulsive structure. If you don't want to, well, okay, you could very well say, once again, the end of our triangle is in here, and instead of an impulse, we're just having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And since in here clearly we are having overlapping of the waves, this is just an ending diagonal in form of a wedge structure. And don't worry, I have checked all the rules. All of them do apply to this thing being a wedge, no problem at all, into our wave 5. The point that I'm trying to make is this: we have completed odds are a bit of a 5 wave on the upside, and the current move down that you are seeing in XLM, it's not really something out of the ordinary. Okay, after a 5 wave, bullish or bearish, one way or the other, we are going to get a bit of a move down. So just because of this move, let's not really panic. Now, what about the other count? Well, that one suggests we still do have a 5 wave. However, the end of it, it's actually going to be right around this point. And then what is going on here? You see, this count suggests we are having in this phase ABC down, followed by an A to about maybe this point, correction for B, another move up into C, and overall you are dealing with an A, B, C, probably I don't know, maybe a running flat, maybe an expanded flat, which looks like this. This is our initial move down into a correction for B, which in it we are going to go up and take this initial high, and then a good move down into C leg. And in case we are dealing with an expanded flat, well, okay, in this case, we're going to take the low of our A leg. If not, and this is a running flat, okay, we're just going to finish our wave C before we take the low of our A leg. Nonetheless, sub waves are very much the same. ABC for A, ABC for B, followed by a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into C, something like this. There. Now, let's go on the live chart and see what do we have. So, according to this count, suggesting the end of our impulse is at this point. Okay, on a higher degree, you're having ABC down for A, ABC for B, and this might be a bit of a 5 wave to the downside. And in terms of the sub waves of our 5 wave, well, we can consider different counts. If you seriously want to be optimistic, you could even argue we are done with our C leg already. Here is how. This is wave 1, this is 2, this is wave 3, and it is just a little bit bigger than our wave 1, so no problem at all, followed by a triangle into wave 4, and then maybe like a 1 2 3 4 in form of a flat, and then another move down into wave 5. This scenario is absolutely possible, do not get me wrong. However, usually we're not really that lucky, so in the interest of maybe be a little bit pessimistic, let's just say this. Maybe this is 1, this is 2, and then 1 2 3 4 5 wave down into wave 3, and we are having correction for 4 at the moment, followed by that, what's gonna happen? You know what? Another move down into wave 5. So essentially, what do you have? Maybe 5 up followed by a correction down, and overall, well, okay, this is a bit of a bullish setup, suggesting after this phase is over, we are going to hopefully have yet another move up in order to, who knows, maybe get to about the higher band of this region, about 27.5 cents. Now, I want to be very clear right now, because we are quite close to this very, very important area of resistance. I do not believe the next move up in XLM, if hopefully we're going to get it, it's going to be a long opportunity for us. At the moment, I think we are having some better opportunities if you check out some other charts. For example, in gold, in case you missed it, we are having a beautiful opportunity. Let's go on gold's chart. Okay. This is just a classic example of a beautiful bullish structure. What do you have in these areas? I'm thinking probably wave 1 to about this point, followed by a correction for wave 2, probably to about this point, and then 1 2 3 4 5 into wave 3, correction for 4, another move up into wave 5, and right now, who knows, maybe this is just an ABC zigzag, meaning what? We are going to hopefully get yet another move up in order to take this high for the first target, about 43.80, but I think we're going to go a little bit higher than that, maybe somewhere around 44.50. And well, if you want to open a long position right around the lows, about 41.50, your stop loss, it's going to be naturally under this low, about 40.20, meaning what? You're having a stop loss of roughly around maybe $130. On the other hand, if your target is going to be around 44.50, you're going to have about, at that point, a $300 target, meaning what? Your risk to reward ratio is quite close to 1 to 3. Let's just say this, it's actually about 1 to 2.6, which is really, really nice. So as you can see, we do have better opportunities if you check out some other charts. That's why I don't really want to open a long position in XLM. Having said that though, I am a little bit optimistic. Now, what if we are not going to get our move up from here, and we are going to instead do this, get a correction and then have yet another move on the downside? At that point, I will be looking at the other count that we talked about earlier, suggesting, excuse me, that this is to about here, an impulsive structure on the upside as my primary case. Why? Because that scenario suggests you are having an A, B, C down, which for the subwaves, in case of a zigzag, this is 5 down into a correction for B. The shape of it honestly doesn't really matter. And then another 5 down into C. And if we just go on the live chart, there we go. Okay, so we just said it. This might be a bit of a 5 wave down. So how about this? Maybe it's into an A leg, and then what? Correction for B, and then another move down into C. If we get this thing, and if we go actually quite a bit lower than maybe this point, around 21.5 cents, maybe we get to about here, about 19.5 cents, since at that point the risk to reward ratios are going to make a bit more sense. Fair enough, I'm just going to open a small, very important point, a small long position with my stop under this low, and my target probably right around these areas for the first one, about 25 cents. And at that point, I'm going to have a risk to reward ratio of about 1 to 4, 1 to 5, which is definitely nice. The point that I'm trying to make is this. In XLM, I do think we are going to get a move up hopefully soon. However, that move, it's not really going to be a buy opportunity. Let's just say this, it's not actually going to be a long opportunity as long as we are staying under this important level, which the higher band of it is about 27.5 cents. Now, what if we get a great move on the upside and just make a run for it and break this level? First things first, when we are talking about breaking this level, we mean what exactly? I mean at least we go above it, do a slow and choppy pullback, and then have another move up. And the moments that we take this high, fair enough, this is a confirmed break. If we are going to do something like this, okay, at that point, maybe I'm going to change my tone a little bit around XLM. But right now, no, I do think we are going to get a bit of a bounce, but that bounce, I'm gonna say it, from my POV at least, it's not really going to be a long opportunity at least yet. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in a Stellar Lumens chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.